Thank you guys for joining us. As you may or may not know, my name's Todd Falk. I'm the Director of Marketing and Customer Experience here at KRB Machinery. I've been with the company for now 15 years. I know I can't even believe that I've been one place that long, but KRB is just a great company to work for, and I hope to retire here as well. So just my background quickly is I'm basically a graphic designer. Have worked as an art director, creative director, and marketing manager for corporations, advertising agencies, and systems integrators. So I really have some specialty expertise in web-based stuff and putting systems together. And so I do all the marketing stuff for KRB, and I've done it for agencies and a lot of different people too. We're excited to bring you this new tool. So right from our homepage on the KRB website, you can get to the Online Service Center under the Service tab. And so you would click on that. And I know Jason and I don't know, Ethan, if you're actually logged in as a customer yet or not. I don't have, there's about 100 people in there at this point. And I have a terrible memory, so I don't remember if you are or not, but I know Jason is. So this would be the first thing you would come to is the login. We're doing this a little bit differently than we did our first system in that we're asking customers to either contact L'Equator, myself, or your sales representative and let them know that you want to log in, and we'll set you up. What's a little bit different is we need to make sure that we have a customer record of you first, and then we can add you as a contact. The difference being is that this system is directly connected to our ERP system, and I'm going to show you all that here during the demo and all the advantages that gives you, the customer. So you'll have to request a login, and then the system will automatically email you an email to set or reset your password. Once you get that, then you should be able to log right into the system. And once you do that, this is what you'll see. And the site has been running a little slow today, just in time for my demo. So I apologize for any delay in the pages loading. We have a ticket into the folks at Epicor to help us out with that, but it's still been a little persnickety. So once you log in, this is the home page. I'm just going to go over the top kind of menu and all the content under there, and then I'll go into more about the parts online, how you can order parts, create a quote, and then all the features of the Customer Connect dashboard. So the first thing you'll notice is along the top navigation. One thing I do want to mention is that this is a they call it a God, I think of the name, sorry, but it's a scalable website. So it views nicely on desktop, tablet, or your mobile device. Fluid design is the term I was trying to come up with. So it is fluid, and it does have a pretty nice mobile device display as well. But along the top navigation bar, you'll find, just like our old site, we've got a video library. We've kind of condensed all the videos into one place. So they're by model number. And if you click on the individual models, you'll see that there's an outline we loosely follow the same outline for all the machinery. There's some basic operations, some more advanced operations, and then some troubleshooting and maintenance. And all those clips are chopped up into little bite-sized pieces to make it easier for you to navigate and find exactly what video you need. The other difference is, in our old site, we made this information public. You didn't need a login to get to it. It is now behind the firewall, so you do need a login to access this video content. A lot of which you will still find publicly on our YouTube channel. So I highly recommend a login, and most of you folks that are joining us today are already logged in, so that's kind of a moot point, but I just wanted to bring it up. So that's our video library. Same holds true with our documents. So by model number, we've lumped all the documents together in one spot under the document library. And so we kind of broke it up by category and model number. for instance, if you have a number 11M, any documents associated with a number 11M mechanical bender, you can find it here. So the manuals, troubleshooting, etc. And if there are different versions of a machine, say for instance, our double benders, some of them have Beckhoff drives and motors, and others will have older ABB drives and motors. You should be able to find the catalog or the manual based on what kind of motor you have. So all those are listed under the model number under the document library. Okay, so and then the last thing on this main navigation is our configurator tool. For those of you who don't know, we've put together this shop builder tool. It allows you to kind of quickly lay out various shop, different ways to lay out your shop. So you can place equipment in and save and recall these images for later. So there's actually video content on how to use this tool on our YouTube channel as well as this site. So if you want to play around with it, there's more information on it on our YouTube channel. The only difference with our configurator on the new site is that previously you could save drawings and it would save it out to a server, the web server we had it hosted on. Now it's going to ask you to save a file on your desktop. So you would just give it a name and then save it to a folder somewhere where you can locate it later. So when you do that, it's just going to download that a file. Okay, so that's the only difference in this tool, is that any files you want to save and reload later will be saved to your local PC. And that's the only thing I wanted to mention there. Otherwise, there's lots you can do with this tool, and I can help you too. So give me a call or shoot me an email if you have questions on that. Any questions on the top menu so far? Okay, I'm going to move right along then. So the next thing I want to cover is the parts online. We are, I think we have something like 10,000 parts in our inventory of in our ERP system. Right now, we've got about 1,000 of them with pictures and a weight that you can actually order it online. We have dedicated a resource to add and get as many of the parts that we have into this tool so that it's more and more useful to you every day. So even if you can't find something in the tool today, you can still add it to your order and we'll make sure you get it. And then eventually we hope to have almost any part that KRB carries available online. So the first thing, where most people start is something breaks on their machine and they need a part for it. So now, because we have the document library handy here, your manual is also handy. So you should be able to quickly browse to your manual, look at the drawings that are in here, and be able to quickly ascertain what is the part that you need. So I happen to know that on page 103 is a drawing of my table bender, and it's this part here, this number 9, this proximity switch is what I need. So I can go to my manual, locate it, and then also find the part number. So number 9 is part number P3003-004. So I can actually highlight this and copy it right from my manual. Or if you know the part number, better yet. And then there's a couple different ways. You could search by a term, proc switch, or of course, I'm just going to paste my my part number in there and hope the system can find it. And there it is. So you can search by part number. You can also do a term search. Procs I'll put in, and it comes up with a couple different things because we use that term in multiple places. But you'll get a variety of things that have the word procs in it, and I can eventually find my part. But I'd rather go with the part I know it is. So there it is. So this works just like any other shopping cart. I can add it to my cart. I have to move this. And I apologize again, it is running a bit slow. So here it is, it's in my cart now. I can change the quantity if I want. I can edit it right from here, or I can delete it. I'm going to choose to view and edit my cart. And this is something new that we just added a couple days ago. So I wanted to point it out. There are companies that we work with, larger fabricators, typically bigger organizations that need either get a quotation before they get a PO order, or they can't just order without some kind of authorization. So this system does allow you to take your shopping cart and convert it to a quotation. So you can see that little button up there on your cart, and if you click that, it'll actually create a quote that you can then email or however your internal process works to your supervisor, get approval for it, and then you can approve it. Basically what will happen is, now that I've created this quote, I have also gotten an email in my inbox that says, hey, a quote has been created. Do you accept or reject it? You would send that email to your supervisor. If you get approval, you accept it, and then you can order those parts online. So it's pretty easy to use, pretty convenient for those folks who need a quote. So that's something new. And then other than that, you would just proceed to checkout and order your part. I just wanted to point out a couple of features with that. If a lot of the folks that we work with happen to be branch managers, and so they maintain several branches that they need to keep track of, you can have multiple addresses stored. And in fact, because when we create your account, it's coming from our ERP system, we already know your location. So those locations should show up under your contact record. Now, all these happen to be the same address because I'm using some dummy data, but if I had 3 different locations, I could select the one I wanted this part to ship to. So we are requiring a PO number with your online orders. You can pretty much put anything in here. It can be verbal, Todd, but if you have an actual PO number, it will take that PO number and carry it through our system. And then you're going to choose the shipping method you want. It is calculating the shipping rate based on what location you select, and our obviously location in Wrightsville, Pennsylvania, where we ship things from. So you can pick the level of service you want, and then proceed for payment. And essentially that is going to be we're not taking credit card payments. It's going to be an on account order, with just like you would call in parts. These will be billed to your account, and you'll get an invoice for it later. But you'll be able to pull up those invoices, and I'll show you that in a second. Any questions on that? Okay, so let me go back here. Let's go back and show you a couple other features. So you can also browse parts by category if you choose. If you don't know the part number, there's a menu here that breaks it up by model number. So you can search for H4100 shear parts. If you prefer just to browse through parts, you can do it that way. Or of course you can enter, as we showed you before, if you know your part number, put that right in there and do it that way. Up on this above in the navigation section where it says home and the choose address, and there's also this thing called quick order pad. And this is kind of neat. I'm not sure I would use this, but if you order parts often and do a lot of repeat orders, you can, if you know the part number, you can just quickly put them in here and add a list of parts without having to do it in the search and add it to the cart. So you can do your order from right here. It's again, I'm not sure how useful it is as a practical thing, but I wanted to point out the feature to you. So if it's something where you have a list of parts, it's probably faster to order this way. So that's what the quick order pad is. All right. Now the magic is really, this is no different much than our last system in that, except we're showing you the actual pricing and if the item is in stock or not. I will admit that not all of our inventory records are always 100% accurate, but the online tool is actually reading whatever the inventory says in our ERP system. So if it says it's in stock, we should have it in stock. There may be exceptions to that. So please be patient with us as we improve the system. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and click under my account here. And this is really where the tool becomes more powerful to you, our customer. Because like I said, now that this is hooked to directly to our ERP system, you will have all of your account history available to you online. So you don't have to call us, ask for old orders or where things were or invoices, things like that. All of your information should be here under the customer dashboard here, the Customer Connect dashboard. So let me show you some of the things you can find. So it'll give you the addresses that are available that you have had things shipped to. It'll tell you any recent orders. You can also quickly add those right back to the cart. So if it's things you order like blades or belts or whatever, belt tensioners, things you order all the time, like on a PM basis, you can quickly reorder those parts. You can also print them out and they'll look something like this. Or you can email them. So if you've done a quote in the past, you can quickly forward that in an email to your supervisor or your branch manager, get approval, and then reorder it right online. So all your recent orders will be there, your recent invoices, also same thing. So any invoices that we've done will show up here, and you can view as many as you want, go as far back as you need to. So that's a pretty neat feature. You can also break it up into shipments. We do have this tied to our UPS Quantum View. So when you place a part order, you select your shipping, you should also then receive a separate email from the UPS Quantum View with your tracking information. The tracking information is not stored in this system, but it will be emailed to you even if you place orders online. So you should be able to find out where your parts are in transit. Okay. Nothing happened when I clicked on the shipping tab. There we go. So these are all of the past shipments. So you can look them up by order number and the packing slips to see what was sent. So if there's any confusion or you don't receive something, you can quickly go back and reference it here in the Customer Connect dashboard. And also your quotes are available as well. Okay, so that is kind of what I wanted to show you. Let me just make sure I've hit all the notes here. Let's see. I think that's all I had to cover. You guys can feel free to unmute yourselves if you have any questions. I'm happy to answer them at this point. Looks like we've had a few people join us in the process. And if you didn't catch me say it earlier, there is going to be a recording of this presentation available. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to email folks who have registered for the webinar a link to that video, and it'll probably be Monday of next week, just for your reference. And I will also put it up on our YouTube channel, and it'll also be here in our video library under webinars. We'll add all this content up there as well. So you can refer to it later. Again, if you want an account set up, you want to contact myself, T Falk at KRB Machinery. You can call me on my mobile anytime, 717-870-4905. You can contact LaQueta here, who's our service manager, or any of your sales reps, and they'll put the request in. We'll get you set up. And again, you'll get an automated email from the system saying, hey, set your password, and then you're off to the races. So that's all I have as far as the demonstration portion of this webinar. I'd love to take any questions if you have them. If you don't and you think of it later, please, if you contact me, reach out directly via my email or the mobile number that I gave you, and I'd be happy to help. Any questions at all? Okay, well, it sounds like I don't have any questions. I appreciate everybody who joined us. And again, one more time, I will have this webinar available as a recording, so you can refer to it later. So if you did register and you didn't have a chance to check it out here live, we can have it as a recording for you here shortly. So if there are no further questions, I'll sign off and say thanks very much for being KRB customers, and hopefully this is another way that makes it easier for you to work with us. So again, any questions, please don't hesitate to contact me, and thank you for your time this afternoon.
Thanks, Todd.
All right, see you guys. Thanks, Jason. See you, Ethan. See you, Fred. Bye, Paul.